I never thought a pair of bright blue Noisen selling headphones could start a war. But the second that HOA Karen ripped them off my 8-year-old autistic son's head in the middle of a crowded airport gate, screaming, "This didn't belong to children. They're mine," I knew we weren't making our flight without blood, tears, or handcuffs. My little boy started melting down instantly, hands clamped over his ears, rocking and screaming while strangers stared. And Karen clutched his headphones to her chest like she'd won him in a duel. I was shaking with rage, trying to stay calm for him. But when she smirked and said, "Special needs, Ornit, find your own seat, lady," something inside me snapped. And what happened in the next 15 minutes made security sprint over. Made a gate agent hand over the family room keys like they were gold bars, and ended with Karen's phone confiscated while she screamed that she was being kidnapped. Here's exactly how it all went down. My son Leo has severe sensory processing issues. Loud airports are his personal hell. Sadho's headphones are literally his lifeline. Without them, he spirals into shutdowns that can last hours. We'd just gotten off a red-eye, both of us running on zero sleep, when we reached gate B27 for our connection home. Leo was doing amazing, actually. Headphonicing, quietly watching Miss Rachel on my phone, smiling gently with his little fidget cube. I was finally exhaling for the first time in 6 hours when I heard the sharp click-clack of entitled heels behind me. "Excuse me, those are Bose Quiet Comfort 45s in Caribbean Blue, limited edition," a nasal voice announced to literally no one. I've been on the wait list for 8 months. I turned around and there she was. Bleach blonde bob, oversized sunglasses indoors, Loyalmon leggings that cost more than my rent, and a neck full of HOA president energy, even though we were 3,000 miles from any subdivision. Classic Karen. Before I could even process what was happening, she reached down and snatched the headphones straight off Leo's head. Not tap my shoulder. Snatched that Leo's scream pierced the entire terminal. Every head snapped toward us. He dropped to the floor, hands slamming over his ears, rocking hard, tears exploding. "Those are mine," Karen declared, holding them up like Simba in The Lion King. "I recognize the serial number on the case. You people probably stole them." My vision went red. It stepped between her and my sobbing child. "Give them back right now. They belong to my autistic son." She rolled her eyes so hard I'm surprised they didn't fall out. Autistic schmatistic. These cost $4.50. That no child needs headphones this expensive. I'm doing you a favor. Teaching him the real world doesn't cater to tantrums. The gate area went dead silent, except for Leo's wails. Phones came out. People were recording that I felt my mama bear roar building in Micus, but I forced my voice steady. "Ma'am, I have a receipt in my bag. Hand them over or I'm calling security." That's when she did something that Madame jaw dropped to the floor. She slipped the headphones onto her own head, pressed play on her phone, and moaned, "Oh my God, the noise cancellation is divine." Yep, definitely mine. Leo was full meltdown now, banging his head against the carpet. I dropped to Mickney trying to comfort him while this woman literally vibed to Spotify, 3 feet away, wearing my son's medical device. It waved frantically at the gate agent. A young guy named Miguel, who'd been sweet earlier when he saw Leo's sunflower lanyard. His eyes went wide as saw the scene. Meanwhile, Karen started live streaming on her phone. "Hi followers, just recovered my stolen property from this entitled mother who thinks disabilities are an excuse to steal." That's when Miguel sprinted over. "Badge out. Ma'am, return the headphones immediately." Karen laughed. "Do you know who I am? My husband is platinum status. I'll have your job." Miguel didn't even flinch. He pressed a button on his radio, and suddenly 3 airport police officers appeared like magic. But what happened next? That's when everything exploded in a way I never saw coming. Miguel didn't even blink. He looked Karen dead in the eye and said, "Ma'am, you have 5 seconds to return that child's medical equipment or you're coming with me." Karen's face twisted into that signature smirk-smile combo only entitled people perfect. "Touch me, and I'll sue this entire airline for discrimination. I have 187,000 followers watching right now." She waved her phone like it was a loaded weapon. The 3 officers formed a half circle. One of them, a woman with a ponytail tight enough to play violin strings, already had zip ties dangling from her belt. Leo was still screaming in the floor. The sound was drilling straight into my skull. I was crouched over him, trying to block the fluorescent lights with my body, whispering the only song that ever calms him, but nothing was working. Karen saw the zip ties and finally started to panic. She yanked the headphones off, but instead of handing them over, she hurled them like a frisbee across the gate area. They skidded under a row of chairs, clattering loud enough to make Leo shriek even harder. That's when the ponytail officer moved lightning fast. She snatched Karen's phone amid live stream, pressed something on the screen, and ended the feed. Karen lunged for it like it was her firstborn child. That's assault. That's theft. Give it back. Ma'am, this is now evidence. The officer said calmly, you just committed felony robbery of a disabled minor's prescribed medical device in front of 60 witnesses and 20 cell phone cameras that Karen's mouth opened and closed like a goldfish. For the first time, she looked around and realized every single person in Gate B27 was staring at her with pure disgust. A teenage girl in a tie-dye hoodie yelled, give the kid his headphones, you psycho. The crowd actually applauded. Miguel dropped to a knee beside me. We got a family sensory suite 2 gates down. Quiet room, dim lights, weighted blankets. The whole setup. Let's get Leo there right away. He lifted my son with such gentle confidence that Leo, shockingly, didn't fight it, and Miguel immediately power-walked toward the hallway. I snatched our bags, my legs trembling so hard I nearly stumbled. Behind us, Karen's shrill voice echoed to the terminal. This is kidnapping. I'm being targeted for caring about a child's safety. We slipped into the sensory room, and Miguel clicked the lock. Soft purple lighting glowed from the ceiling. A cocoon swing swayed in the corner. White noise filled the space with quiet rainfall, and Leo's cries dropped from hurricane force to a shaky drizzle almost instantly. Miguel passed me the headphones someone from the crowd had apparently crawled under chairs to rescue. They were scraped up but still completely functional. I placed them over Leo's ears, and he melted into the beanbag, eyelids sagging shut within seconds. I burst into tears of sheer relief just as Miguel's radio crackled to life. Suspect detained. She's demanding to talk to the mother. Claims she has evidence the headphones are stolen. My stomach lurched. Evidence? We bought those with money from Leo's disability fund. I had every document, receipt, prescription, everything. Miguel glanced at me. You don't have to deal with her. We can take it from here. But something deep and furious inside me needed to watch her explanation crash and burn. No, I said, I want to hear this proof. Miguel nodded, radioed the update, and minutes later the ponytail officer guided me into a tiny airport security office. Karen sat handcuffed to a metal bench, mascara streaks down her cheeks. Hair exploded like she'd stuck her head in a socket. When she spotted me, her whole face lit up with deranged triumph. There she is. Officer, arrest her. Those are my headphones. Look. She jerked her chin at a tablet the officer was holding. On the screen was an Amazon confirmation page. Same model, same color. Addressed to Karen M. Whitford. Ordered 8 months ago. Still not shipped. My heart froze. See, Karen screeched. Limited edition. Permanently backordered. That brat is wearing my property. The officer raised an eyebrow at me. For a terrifying heartbeat, I thought we were done. Then I remembered the tiny detail that would detonate her entire lie. I pulled out my phone with trembling fingers, opened my photos, and found the picture I took the day the headphones arrived. Leo sitting on the couch, smiling so wide his cheeks nearly split, the torn Bose box next to him. Christmas morning 2023. The serial number printed clearly on the inner flap. I zoomed in, held my screen beside the tablet Karen was so proudly displaying. The numbers didn't match. Not even close. The officer leaned in, compared both, and let out a low whistle. Ma'am, your order is still labeled preparing to ship. The headphones in this photo were delivered nearly 2 years ago. Completely different batch, completely different serial range. Karen's face curdled into the color of sour milk, and I wasn't finished. I opened the Bose app, synced to Leo's headphones, and tapped locate device. Instantly, the pair Leo was wearing 2 gates away emitted a loud ping. The app displayed the registered owner. My name, my email, the purchase date, warranty details. Everything tied to me. Karen shrieked, "That's impossible. I have a receipt." The officer turned her tablet back toward her. In the faint gray text beneath the order, estimated delivery, March 2026, limited run delay. She'd ordered the same color 8 months ago, never received them, then saw Leo with a discontinued pair that couldn't be purchased new anymore. Her brain apparently shorted out and convinced her they had to be hers. But the biggest bomb hadn't dropped yet. Miguel stepped inside holding an iPad, expression grim. We recovered the live stream from her phone before it was seized. "Ma'am, you want to hear this." He tapped play. 30 seconds before she ripped the headphones off Leo. Karen was grinning into her camera, boasting to her 187K followers. "Watch this, guys. I'm about to put an entitled special needs mom in her place. These exact headphones are on permanent back order, and I'm sick of waiting, so I'm just going to take these. Possession is 9/10 of the law, right?" Silence swallowed the room. Karen lunged against the handcuffs. "That's edited. Deepfake. Lies." The officer shook her head. "Pulled straight from your cloud backup. Time-stamped. Unaltered. You openly planned the theft of a disabled child's medical device and broadcasted it live to almost 200,000 people." Then Miguel added the final blow. "Corporate security ran your boarding pass. You're not platinum, not even gold. You bought this ticket through a third party using miles that expired more than a year ago. You've been flying on fraudulently extended points for 14 months. Karen released an unholy wail as officers lifted her off the bench. I was escorted back to the sensory room. Leo slept peacefully, headphones on, calmer than he'd been all day. Miguel handed me 2 first-class boarding passes for the next flight home and said, $1, 500 airline voucher for your trouble. The teen girl in the tie-dye hoodie had started a GoFundMe on the spot. By the time we boarded, it had already hit $38,000 for new equipment and therapy costs. Last I heard, Karen Whitford was banned for life from every major airline, facing felony theft charges, and her HOA kicked her off the board after the livestream exploded to 42 million views and counting. Leo got brand new upgraded headphones in his favorite color, custom engraved on the side, property of the bravest kid in the world. Now, whenever we fly, gate agents spot his sunflower lanyard and just quietly hand us the sensory room key with a knowing smile. Sometimes the internet gets it right. Sometimes Karens learn, hard and fast, that you don't mess with an autistic child's peace or his mama bear. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Every subscription motivates me to bring you more dramatic, wild HOA tales. And tap the bell so you never miss a new upload. See you in the next story, where justice gets even sweeter.